My friends, Amazon Prime has done it again. They have hit this superhero niche. Not only do they have The Boys, but they have this gem that if you have not watched it, we are definitely about to hype you up to do that. A little show called Invincible. I'm Peel.
And I'm Travis, and this is the Travis and Peel Show.
Travis, we have talked about this. We have finished the seasons, both of
We
us,
have.
and I think we are both in love with this show.
We
Am I
are,
wrong in that?
huge fans. Huge fans. I was so hype after watching the first season, I jumped straight into reading the comic book. So it's fantastic. I really love it. So before we get into the things that we do love about this show, usually, guys, when we discuss TV shows or movies that we watch, we usually go into it with full spoilers. I don't believe very many people are watching this show, so Peel and I have agreed that we're actually not going to do a spoiler episode or a spoiler review on this. We actually want to keep this spoiler-free, somewhat spoiler-free.
I just kind of want to hype you up and get you excited to see this if you have not watched it already.
You should be watching this show, especially if you are like a fan of The Boys. This is right up your alley, but being animation, it may turn some people off, but we want to tell you, frankly, don't hold off on the show. It's really,
Get
really
over
great.
it because you're missing out because this is definitely a gem. And like I said in the intro here, Amazon Prime is definitely finding their stride with superhero content.
They're killing it.
The Boys season 1 and 2 have been awesome. Then picking up Invincible, based off a great comic book series, and then turning it into the show that they have. I mean, they did a wonderful job. And the cast in this show
All-star.
is ridiculous. I mean,
All-star.
you have J.K. Simmons as, one of the Tyler characters here. You have Stephen Yeun, and name off some other names. I know you got to have a list of names right here because
I don't have
is
them.
ridiculous. All-star cast. Zachary Quinto. There's
Zazie
too many
Beetz.
people to even name.
Yeah, Zazie Beetz. Who else is in it? What's his face from Rafi from The League is in it.
Yeah.
Like Jason Mantzoukas is his name. So it's a great cast. Sandra Oh from Grey's Anatomy's in it. She plays the wife. So it's just a great show. It's well made, well written. It's Robert Kirkman from The Walking Dead. So it's written very, very well. He knows how to do character pieces. Like The Walking Dead was great because the fact that it was a zombie thing was kind of in the background. It was a human story with the zombies in the background. They were just kind of like what you were trying to avoid and defend against, where this is the same thing. It's really telling human stories, almost probably a little bit better than The Boys in that.
Oh, definitely.
In that sense, because this is all about like what makes these characters tick as people.
And what makes a hero for the most part. I mean, it's a great story, and we're not gonna, like I said, we're not gonna spoil anything for you. But there are, this is pretty much, to say this, in the broadest of spectrums, kind of like a DC type ripoff in a way. When you look at some of the characters and the teams and kind of how everything plays out and how open it is, it's not like that Marvel where it's all part of built-in society. Where this is, superheroes are superheroes and they're regarded as such. So. But, what happens inside here, like you're watching the first episode and you're just like, okay, typical superhero. And then by the end of that first episode, going into each episode, your mind just is blown by the different layers of stuff that's going on. And then
you start to understand.
End,
you start to understand what kind of show this ends up being. It's straight up. This is not a spoiler. It's raw. It's violent. It's dirty. But at the end of the day, like it's really a coming of age tale of what it's like to be a young person, not just growing up through high school. He's going through the motions of puberty in high school and things like that, and all of a sudden now he's a superhero. And they do a really, really good job of having Mark go through the school of hard knocks of becoming a
voiced
superhero.
by Stephen Yeun from The Walking Dead, Glenn.
Yeah, Glenn from The Walking Dead, who honestly just kills it. What a year he's having. Like an Oscar nomination for Minari, and then now this really, really great superhero show.
This got signed on for 2 more seasons, so this is not going away, my friend. So this is definitely something that you should be watching right now. Obviously, keep the kids away, but, for you and the missus, I would definitely get in there and jump on the show.
Yeah. So like I mentioned, like Stephen Yeun plays Mark, and he is becoming a superhero. He's learning the ropes. His dad is also arguably he's the Superman of the show. He's the greatest superhero on the planet, and it's a great family dynamic because you have two superheroes, a father son, and you have a very very normal human wife, and how they all kind of like live and survive together and the challenges they face in that kind of life. There's government intervention with like your shield type teams. Everything here like is like every character you can kind of pinpoint where they drew the inspiration from, and on paper that seems kind of like copy and paste, but really it's kind of fun to kind of see like what kind of characters like the
just like Homelander and Superman, that kind of
yeah for sure.
Similarities and everything. It's completely, you understand that, but it's kind of fun seeing these different adventures that these character types go on and how their personalities kind of diverse from the original content that we know. So, it's put together great. And like you said, his father, which is voiced by J.K. Simmons, he is in comic books everywhere, man. I mean, of course, he's James Jonah Jameson in Marvel. He did a little stint as Gordon in Batman, and now he's voicing in this too. I mean, J.K. Simmons, definitely fantastic actor, and a voice that everybody knows from everywhere is just killing it in the superhero world. I'm gonna give it up to him, man. He has his fingers in everything.
Yeah, and the last thing that I want to talk about is the animation style. I think it completely works. It matches. It's on par with kind of how the comic book looks a little bit and everything. Yes. And I think the animation frame wise, it's pretty smooth. When you get your close ups, you get like this is kind of like anime. Like when you get really close up on a character, they're nice and detailed, and far back, it's less detailed, but really good motion and animation and everything. And they do a lot of that. And the superhero action's great. The characters are great, whether or not it's like your Teen Titans team or if it's your Justice League team. Your villains are really good. You get there's a few villains that you spend a lot of time with, and they're really fun. There's there's a villain and his clone that I am particularly fond of. And they're really fun there too. So yeah, everything's great, man. About the show, I think it ends on a really really strong note of continuance. But also, where are they possibly going to go with this? It is, it was a great run for me, man, and I cannot wait for season 2 and the subsequent season 3 that we know is already coming.
And we mentioned it, because we already know it is signed up. So Prime has definitely struck gold here with Invincible, and if you have not watched it, stop what you're doing right now and turn on Prime Video.
Well, don't stop what you're doing right now. Just keep watching this video to the end.
Well, we will subscribe, and share first.
Yeah, exactly.
And then go watch Invincible on Amazon Prime Video.
Yeah. Please watch it by all means, guys. Like I said, I can't talk about it enough. If you're a fan of The Walking Dead. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's really good.
I want to know everybody. Some of us have already gone back and forth about it, and of course, I've been sending a few memes to the group and everything, with more to come. But make sure that you watch this show, and you will not regret it. Definitely 2 thumbs up. Fun for the adult versions of the family.
Yeah, for sure. So now that we've hyped this up adequately, Peel, go ahead and sign us off, my friend.
Yeah, man. Like I said, we absolutely love this show, and we know that you will too, and we definitely want to hear back from you. Put it here in the comments on YouTube or in the Facebook group. And as we mentioned before, make sure you do like, subscribe, or share, and we'd love to get some feedback from you guys, all right? And until then, we will see you on the next time where we actually break down the show and maybe have a live discussion with everybody. Who knows?
Peace out.